When a person is searching for how often do I need to floss and why are my gums bleeding? And does
Right.
that tooth pain mean something? And what should I do? Those informational type searches and the results that are organically falling down the line, those clicks have dropped dramatically and they've come down 40, 50, 60% year over year. That reality is you might have the perfect blog, the perfect site, the perfect bit of content for all of that. And there's just no clicks there. It's not going to happen.
So there's this paranoia of like, well, what the hell is my website good for anymore? Nobody's going to click to it, which is inevitably probably what's going to happen.
I think there's a key distinction between this informational type search and a transactional search. So an informational search of, just gathering some information. Why is this happening? What's this about? How do I do it? That 0-click reality is real. The AI assistant can give us all that information, but we're not there yet on transactions.
Well, hold on. I'm going to challenge you on this.
Okay.
AI isn't just changing dentistry, it's completely redefining it. Tune into Bite Size Podcast, the dental AI and tech podcast, and stay ahead of the curve.
Welcome back to another episode of Bite Size Podcast. We are showing our respect to Bob Weir, who passed away this last week. Super bummer, end of an era. Today, we're going to be talking about something super, super cool. So we're going to talk about ads. Ads are ready to massively shift. Google is switching from traditional search, their search engine results page, to Google AI mode. The chatter is it's going to happen in 2026. And when that happens, the ad platform is going to significantly change. So if you're a doctor that's run ads in the past or you're running ads now, you should know about what's about to happen. And I think I'm super, super, super bullish on running ads with the anticipated changes. So I want to approach that subject. And I brought Alan Earl on here. What up, Alan?
Hey.
Alan's an old time friend of mine. Moved down from Salt Lake down to Phoenix, where it's nice and warm. You like it down there, dude?
Best winters ever. We get winter from about 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. every morning. And then it's back to just beautiful weather every day. It's Xanadu. Right?
Yeah. Phoenix is nice, except for July and August. It's a little hot, dude. Super hot. A little warm. So Alan, tell us, just for the audience, because you've worked with a lot of dentists over the years, but you're not specifically in the dental industry. Give us a little scoop on your company, what you guys do, your partner, your business partner, et cetera.
Yeah. So, I would say that I'm really specific to the small and medium-sized business industry. I've been in the digital marketing space since about 2002, and it ended up being just kind of an opportunity where a brother-in-law said, "Hey, we're going to do some things in digital marketing." I had no idea what digital marketing was. This is well before everybody had websites and we knew what SEO was. I was just young and hungry and I guess stupid enough to give it a go. So I've been working, in digital marketing kind of as just like a default and have been doing it ever since, and really got into the agency game, establishing my own agency, servicing small to medium businesses in about 2007, 2008. So, going on, what is that, about 18 years or something like that? And,
way too long.
It seems forever, and every year I'm like, oh, this is the year I'm going to grow up and actually get like a real job and do something cool. And I don't know, something else, Google's going to die. This is the year. I promise. This is the year it all explodes. And every year for the last 20 or so years, it hasn't happened. And we just keep going and we roll with the punches. And so here we are, still doing it.
Yeah, nice. So you've got 15 or so employees, a business partner?
Yeah. So cool. Flood Digital is our brand. And, Flood, the name really started because a lot of our, clients in the beginning were in the flood damage restoration type business.
There you go. Get it now.
Attic. That's where we started. We tried to be specific in that industry. And then there was just so many others that started coming into our into our plate. There was roofing and fencing and, lawyers and dentists. And so we were like, all right, well, we'll just keep Flood. It's a cool brand, but,
Yeah.
started there in that particular service industry.
I get it now. I was wondering why you decided on Flood.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we got it. Cool. But you've worked with a ton of dentists over the years.
I've worked with a lot of dentists. You and I
Yeah.
have worked together, for a number of years. I have worked with lots and lots of dentists over the years.
All right.
Yeah.
You understand the industry, the complexity of it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's jump into ads for a second. Okay. So there's a shift that's kind of happening. And let me set the stage for this and then we can talk about it. So AI is totally reshaping search. And people are shifting from using Google to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is probably working on their own ad platform. I've heard chatter about that. Who knows what will happen there. But as that market share shifted over to ChatGPT, Google has had to make some significant changes to their own search page and how you find information by adding their own AI agent, Gemini. Now, the chatter online is that Google is transitioning from that typical, search phrase, 10 blue links,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to interface directly with the AI. Basically, what's the AI mode right now? So if you go into Google and you click on AI mode, you can go to they're directly working with Gemini. The word on the street is that that's going to become the new interface. So we're working not on trying to rank or advertise somewhere on the regular search page. It's going to be some type of an advertising platform inside of Google AI mode. Is that what you're hearing?
Yeah. And that's what it looks like, when you see the AI mode and you get to play with it. The old way, we don't love the old way. None of us do. None of us got
Nobody
in
wants
this.
it, yeah.
Like we love finding 10 blue links and having to scroll and click and then go back and click and go back and click. Like we've never loved it. That's just been the Google default forever.
Yeah, it's been the best thing up until now.
Right. And AI forced a change. So, ChatGPT started it and now, Google and Gemini are rolling with it. I think it's really cool. The product has not been great. Now let's turn it into something that we really trust and like. So it is changing for sure.
What do you think is going to be changing in the next 12 to 18 months then? What's your prediction in terms of how ads will function?
Yeah. So, on the organic side, for sure, we know organic has changed forever. We no longer need to go and scroll and go through 10 page, links and then go to page 2 and moving forward. We can ask a very specific long-tailed question. And whether it's ChatGPT or Gemini, whatever AI engine we're in, it's going to give us a great answer. And that paragraph and that bit of content we trust, like, that takes all the time away from having to click back and forth and back and forth.
Right.
So now the paid ecosystem just needs to get folded into that so that we don't have a problem with, oh, that's the paid result and that's the organic result. And there's a difference. One bought the slot and one, what Google is really doing is saying, we're going to give you the best answer. It's going to be this paragraph of content. And instead of giving you like these companies bought placement, we're going to give you the vetted suggested people that you should be working with or that should fold into the result. And those are paid. Now, some of those will be organic and some of those will be paid. But it's just this like vetted version, like Google, instead of just saying, hey, these are the guys that paid for placement, feels more like, this is intended to be in this result. It's natural. Go ahead and click on that one because. So I think it's more this integrated type thing.
So my search habits, and I think this is pretty consistent across almost everybody, in a typical search result where you get the 3 kind of sponsored ads at the top, then there's the map, then there's all the organic links. I just naturally skim right past the ads. I just do. And I think that that's typical of most people. So what you're describing is that the new interface will be more nuanced. It's not like you're going to immediately recognize so much so that these are paid. Is that what you're saying? And these are not paid. It's going to kind of be woven in together.
Yeah.
Is that what you're suggesting?
And you'll notice, absolutely. And you'll notice I've been like you forever. I have never clicked on a paid ad in my life because this is what I do. I know the game.
Yeah.
But Google's made it so much more subtle now that there are times when that paid ad at the very top actually is the best result. Because everything down below that organic stuff, I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to click around. And what if it's not the right thing? Sometimes that sponsored ad, that one in particular for a branded search. I mean, I can't
Yeah.
tell you the times now that I will do a branded search. I'm looking for Ticketmaster. I'm looking for Hertz rental car. I'm looking
Right.
for my dentist, my doctor, whatever. And they have a branded ad at the top. I will click on that one because I know it's exactly where
It's
I want.
exactly what you want.
It's more subtle now. It says sponsored. So what Google is going to be doing is now just making it even more subtle. I don't think they're ever going to hide the fact that there are results that are paid. That would be, disingenuous. They can't do that. But inside of this AI mode, this new landscape, the paid ads aren't going to be at the top and the organic at the bottom. It's all going to integrate, and you're going to have some opportunities for it to just all flow cohesively. So
Right.
none of us have to say anymore, I don't click there. I do click
You
here.
click here.
It's going to be this hodgepodge of results, and we're going to click on the one that feels right, more catered to the search we're doing, not let people.
That's how I'm thinking it's going to happen, because there's no reason to train the user, the consumer who's searching, to skip. I mean, Google knows, that their revenue machine is ads, period.
Right.
So if there's a way for them to restructure the way that the ads are placed, not being disingenuous, not being tricky, but maybe using more information to place the ad, and then place the ad so that it fits better in the overall structure of the result,
Right.
you're going to get more clicks. They want more people to click on ads, period. That's their goal. So it's like, I have always, to be honest with you, I've always been a little bit down on ads. I've never thought that they were really a great investment. I always pushed my clients to SEO and reputation management and more organic kind of like SEO strategies. But when this comes out, I think ads are going to pick up significantly. And if you look at Google's stock share, I think there's some stock pricing being embedded into their stock price. It's going on. It's off the charts.
Yeah.
I think people are preparing for an ad program that has a much, much higher click-through rate than the previous model.
I was like
guess.
you. I kind of grew up, I was cultured into the organic, into the SEO side first.
Yeah.
I defaulted into ads after just becoming frustrated with the constant changes in SEO. I just felt tired, like spinning that wheel of Google, just did a new algorithm change. It's like, that's
trying to figure out
frustrating for me. And so years ago, I said, well, then I'm going to master ads. I feel like I have more control over that. And that is immediate. People can buy placement without having to spend 6, 8, 10, 24 months trying to find organic placement. So I fell in love with the paid side. And obviously that is a huge revenue source for Google. That time on site, they need us there. They're not going to just lay down and give up all of that time on site and that traffic to ChatGPT and others. And Gemini's been coming in pretty hard, and the stock results and the anticipation is this is the right play. It is going to work. Ads do matter, but I think it's going to change. I don't think it's going to be this pay per click model that it used to be.
Oh, you think that's going to change?
Yeah. So the chatter is that it's going to be almost like a paid per reference, almost paid per impression type model instead.
Oh, okay.
So instead of just relying on the click, it is now, hey, this is the result, and you're going to pay to be referenced in this result, period. So it's a pay per impression or pay per impression, but it doesn't necessarily mean the click. Now, Google obviously wants to optimize around conversions and create the ROI for the business. But I think their incentive is to create the right result and the right number of, placements. They can't saturate it, but it is, the chatter is it'll be kind of a pay per placement model instead of click.
Yeah. All right. So there's another aspect of this that I think is going to layer in to or be an additional kind of contextual benefit to running ads and having ads be part of your overall marketing strategy. And that has to do with zero clicks. So can you explain to the audience what a zero click is, why it's happening? And then we'll talk about this other idea I've got.
Yeah. So, the zero click is this like doomsday scenario, and it's the reality for these, informational queries. When a person is searching for, let's say in the dental industry, how often do I need to floss, and why are my gums bleeding? And does
Right.
that, tooth pain mean something? And what should I do? Those informational type searches and the results that are organically falling down the line, those clicks have dropped dramatically. And they've come down 40, 50, 60% year over year. That reality is you might have the perfect blog, the perfect site, the perfect bit of content for all of that. And there's just no clicks there. It's not going to happen. And you can go into ChatGPT and you can get that result. You can go to Gemini, you can get that result. So that Google result for that informational search,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Well,
dead and
the
gone.
fundamental change is that because AI is doing its own research on
Mhm.
behalf of the consumer, and it's like the research assistant
Yeah.
versus the librarian. You go to the library, you say, "Hey, I need to understand this topic." The librarian says, "Go check out these books." You go get the books. The books are the links. You do your own
Right.
research and make up your own mind. Now you walk into the library, you say, "I need to know about this thing." And they just tell you the answer. You don't need to read the books.
Right.
There's no links.
Yeah.
The links are going to be gone. So the research assistant, which is Gemini or
Mhm.
ChatGPT, just gives you the answer. And what that does is it doesn't force anybody to click through to your website to do any research. The research is being done. So there's this paranoia of like, well, what the hell is my website good for anymore? Nobody's going to click to it, which is inevitably probably what's going to happen. You're gonna have very, very few people going to your website because they're making their decision based on the AI result.
Mhm.
Okay. I read an article that on desktop, zero click searches are at 60%, on mobile it's 77.
That high.
That's freaking high.
It's high.
Yeah. So if your client's like, why is nobody going to my websites? Because, well, they don't have to anymore.
Yeah.
Right? They don't have to.
Yeah.
So my other idea around this is that if that's the case, if somebody's going to Google and it's now the AI mode, they're doing their search, they're not clicking through the website, you want to have as much opportunity to be presented in that result. If you're not actually a source, if you're not
Mhm.
a recommendation through an organic SEO strategy in the AI result, you sure as shit better have an ad. That's my thought.
Sure.
Would you agree with that or disagree?
No, I mean, I don't disagree with that at all. Because I think there's a key distinction between, this informational type search and a transactional search. So, an informational search of, just gathering some information. Why is this happening? What's this about? How do I do it? That zero click reality is real. The AI assistant can give us all that information, but we're not there yet on transactions. We're not there yet on give me the best place to go. Give me the local business where you specifically want to go buy, provide a service, find the best reviews. The AI assistants, we're not trusting that yet because of where that information is coming from. And so ads still matter. Click through rates on ads are not zero click. Click through
Well,
rates on.
hold on. I'm gonna lightly challenge you on this.
Okay.
Tell me, I need to understand what you just said versus the data I've been reading. When ChatGPT or Google Gemini gives a recommendation,
Mhm.
okay, it might even be for a transactional type search,
Okay.
okay, the conversion to an action, calling the business, buying, scheduling an appointment, is somewhere between 400 to 800% higher than traditional search.
Mhm.
Meaning, if I do the search and I get the 10 blue links, do I end up landing on a landing page or a website and then make the call or buy the product? In the actual response of AI, there is a level of trust that AI has done the research and is providing the best result. There is some of that definitely based on some of the statistics. So how do you explain what you just said with that being a reality?
So I would say there's definitely a level of trust, but there's still absolutely a level of distrust. So I think
Okay.
it is getting there. Gemini is on the right path to provide that level of result that we can trust. But I think up until now, specifically, let's say ChatGPT, some of the recommendations that it might provide could be incredibly outdated. It could be coming from a Quora post or, Yelp results. It could be coming from places where it's just not great. It can be coming from forums and blogs and places that it is curated by other people, not necessarily,
User generated content.
and not necessarily the best result. And so when we're really putting our, trust in the hands of the business that we want to, engage in, those might not always be the best places to get our information. So sometimes those links are good and sometimes they're just not at all. So that level
When
of
you say
trust.
links, you're talking about the source of where it's grabbing the information. Okay.
So I think for the intentional transaction, do business with a local business type search, not just looking for information, but trying to find the place to go.
Right.
We are still leaning on Google, not as much on the chat GPTs and informational type searches, but more on the transactional type searches. We do go to Google for those. And that is where ad placements and ad click-through ratios are still fantastic. They are still very, very, very good.
So I've talked to a bunch of marketing agencies and CEOs, and I've read a bunch of stuff online that the ad cost has significantly increased over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I have some ideas about why that is, but can you tell us from your experience, why have ad costs gone up in the Google Ads platform?
It's quite daunting, and it is true. I mean, I was looking at some year-over-year data for a client of ours, a roofing company in Florida, and man, I was frustrated to see the cost per call and how amazing it was 2 years ago. Like, wow, we were
Right.
it was free, and it's not anymore. It is not. The competition is higher. So, a couple of reasons. One, competition is higher. Because a lot of these businesses are getting less transactions or less traffic organically. Many
Okay. As a product of AI, they're not getting traffic.
Yep.
So they're willing to spend more money on ads, is what you're saying.
They have to. So they're looking at their total traffic, number, what it was organically. They've lost a big chunk of it. And so they're looking to make up for it on the paid side. So there are many more are coming to the ad placement and spending more money than has ever been spent.
Okay. Which is another why Google's stock price is going through the roof.
Absolutely. And there's fewer placements. So the placements now that really matter are at the top. It's right there nestled in. It's the local service ads. It's the maps sponsored. It is that content that's right at the top. There used to be paid placements at the bottom of page 1 and at the top of page 2 and at the bottom of page 2 and at the top of page 3, page 4.
People are scrolling down there.
Placements used to exist and actually mattered.
Yeah.
Who's scrolling for anything now?
Nobody's scrolling down anymore.
Not at all. So now we're all vying for the top. And therefore cost is going up. I just need to outspend, my competitors in order to stay there. So there's more people competing for less real estate. And the cost is going up as a result of it.
Have you had a lot of clients just say, I can't do this, it's too expensive?
I think we've had more roll their eyes and just say, okay, this is a game, like go ahead and just let Google hit the credit card again. It's frustrating. It's annoying. So I think for the most part, most businesses are locked into this is the reality. And eventually there might be a breaking point of I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're all trying to find the profitability and say, this is just the new reality and keep going.
Yeah. So basically this is ad costs are going up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a simple supply and demand issue. We've got less supply, same demand, basically. And the less supply is coming from nobody's scrolling down the page any longer. They're getting a lot of their answers in AI.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not clicking on an ad. They're going to ChatGPT or they're going to Google Gemini. They're searching, they're getting their answer. They're not going to a landing page. they're finding that the AI result is just a better result. So this shift from
Um,
placing the ads inside of the AI result, whether that's inside of the actual text as a
mhm.
citation, or there might be an actual ad image
Sure.
somewhere on the page, right? Have you seen anything? I saw somebody slipped a screenshot. It was a real estate company search or something. I can't remember. Maybe it was an electrician search or something like that. It was in Google AI mode, and it showed the ads
Mhm.
on the right and down below the AI result. So the ads were placed on the right and down below. I haven't seen any examples of Google placing the ads inside of the AI response as a citation. Have you
Yeah.
seen anything like that?
I haven't seen anything that's confirmed. I've seen a lot of people chattering about it and saying this is what it's going to look like, and here's a mock-up of what it should look like. I haven't seen this came from Google. This actually is the ad placement. But Google has talked about it, and it's fun to even just go to Gemini. Ask Gemini, hey, what is this going to happen? Where are the ads going to be in AI mode?
Does
And
it tell you?
it told. So here's what AI mode or Gemini told me when I asked a couple weeks ago was that it would be this, kind of blend, that they would be citations within the body of the content. They would be further referenced over on that right-hand side,
Right.
and that there would be, additional placement options either above or below. It said, or it didn't
Yeah.
say just below. So, I think there is an opportunity, but it definitely said, look, it's going to kind of all be in this above the fold placement.
Yeah.
There is no scroll to go find it.
Scrolling's gone.
It is all intended to be right here. And then the more specific you are with the search, the greater the opportunity that ads could become heavier weighted or lesser weighted. There might be no ad for just
Yeah.
an informational search, no ad needed.
Right.
But now when I further up the search, because AI mode is intended to be a dialogue, it's a
Mhm.
chat engine. It's not just give me best thing. It is, hey, what if, and how do I do? And then here's my follow-up question. It's the chats do, or the AI models do. They ask questions at the end of the results. Hey, can I further help you with your result? Can I
Right.
do this? Can I give you a
Here's some
PDF?
additional questions you might want to
Some
ask
things
about
that you
this.
might. So it's trying to, and it will be prompting. Would you like some specific recommendations? I see that you're looking for, can I give you the top 10 recommendations for businesses in your area that do this? And that might be the perfect placement for an ad versus the initial query, just a paragraph of text. Not natural. It won't flow. It wouldn't fit well. It would feel
Yeah.
forced. So I think the ad placements will be intertwined and will be more user-based based on the kind of the level of dialogue and query.
I mean, I'm so bullish on ads now, and I haven't been, like I said before, because I trust that Google, that they're a greedy corporation, right? They want to make money for their shareholders, and they're just going to figure out a way that the actual user interface is so seamless
Mhm.
in where the ads and like organic information is being presented. I think it's going to be difficult for most people, unless they are really understanding what they're looking at, to know whether it's a sponsored position or not. I think Google's probably going to have to list that it's sponsored,
Yeah.
right? Because I think that that's where they could be disingenuous, and I don't think that they would want to do that. Um, but I'm thinking about all of these dental practices that we work with and their patients now using the AI mode, and all of a sudden an ad is showing up somewhere integrated on the page, and you don't know that it's necessarily sponsored if you're not looking closely. I think that's what's going to happen.
Look, I
More
panicked.
clicks, more
Yeah.
cost.
I would say a few, I don't even know how long ago, a number of months ago. When it seemed like ChatGPT was taking over the world and what was Google doing? Google was kind of quiet. I kind of panicked like,
Yeah.
uh-oh, like is this trillion-dollar company, are we done? Are we never going to Google a thing again and we're just going to chat things? I kind of had this moment of panic, like, I don't want Google to go away. I love you. And then over the last few months, there's just been this huge, huge confidence where Gemini is really showing its teeth and people are saying, oh, Google isn't screwing around. They haven't been just laying down. They are not giving up their result. They are not giving up their placement, not to anybody. And I'm starting to now become confident that, well, wait a minute, I actually like your result better than some of these other places. And what if it continues to get even better? Like,
Yeah.
I like this. This could actually be such a really cool user experience. And I think that ads, we're okay being advertised to. Like, we've never said that commercial on TV or that radio ad was complete. Like, how dare them try and advertise? Sometimes an ad like this just needed.
Yeah.
Even if we have all the choice in the world, we can drive down State Street, we can see all the car dealerships. Sometimes we need to be advertised to with one that we go, that's who's getting my business. And I think in this organic or this AI mode, we're going to be okay with, this is a great result, but you know what? Here's a couple companies that you didn't even know about and they paid for placement. You should check them out. And you can get a coupon, you can get a discount. It's closer to your home than the other result. It is, something we're going to be turned off by it. Like, how, no, do not ads to me.
Well, if it's an actual good result, I mean, if it's what you're looking for, you don't care.
Right.
If it requires less time and energy on the user to get what they want, like, why the hell would we care?
Right.
I mean, it's not our cost. It's the cost of the company that's advertising, not us. I mean,
and you and I, we kind of talked about this early, being in the business, we've been accustomed to scrolling past ads. Well, I was talking to, Offer, my fiance, a couple of days ago. She did a Google search and I said, hey, did you click on the paid ad or was it the organic listing below? And she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. And I said, she search, and she goes, all I saw was this, and that's where I clicked.
Yeah.
And I know, but did it say sponsored? She goes, I don't
know. She didn't even look at it. Yeah.
So I had her pull it back up and she just said, this is the one that I clicked on. And I said, that's an ad. And she goes, oh. So what exactly does that mean? And why do I care?
Yeah.
Her doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Her whole life, she's 40 plus years of age and has just clicked on the result that she saw. It opened my eyes to, there are lots of people like this. They're not in the business. They don't care.
They don't care.
They clicked on the result because that was the result that they saw.
Right.
So us that are in the business, we're jaded. But those that
I
are,
think we're too far into the sand.
Right.
We're too deep into it we get stuck on nuance when the reality is that patients in the dental industry, they just want their answer quick.
They want the answer. And if the answer was a paid answer or it was the answer. So what? They didn't pay for the ad. There was no cost to click on it to them. So doesn't make a difference as long as.
So the way that ads have been run is somebody hires you and you go and you build an ad campaign inside of the Google Ads manager or product or whatever you want to call it. And you typically just create a list of keywords that you're going to bid on, right? Here's the 500 keywords I want to bid on. So you're bidding on a specific phrase or a relevant phrase to that. And I would imagine, and I don't know, I'm just guessing here. You tell me if you have any information on this, but because we're now using AI that has a much, much stronger capability of creating relevance and nuance and reading into queries in a much more intimate manner. It's not just a phrase matching to run the ad. So inside of the Google Ads Manager, when you set up a campaign, do you anticipate that Google's going to be adding capabilities to create reference and context as to when to run an ad so that it more easily matches? Or do you think that's going to be something that they just do automatically? You see what I'm saying? It's like, when do you run the ad to get the highest click-through rate?
Yeah.
And it can't just be a matching the search phrase.
Yeah.
It's going to be something more than that. What are your thoughts about that?
I mean, it used to be very nuanced, very specific keywords, copy. I mean, 10,000 keywords and you had to match the exact one to the ad. It was very detailed. Google has simplified it a lot now with matching capabilities that are broad and that are AI mode. I mean, there are some AI capabilities inside of the ad campaigns now where Google will say, hey, let me optimize this for you. Let me give you some tips and ideas. I will improve the ad copy for you. I will improve the placement for you. I will do these for you. It has been a little bit of a black box where we haven't been able to see it all. And we kind of stare at it like, what are you actually doing? And where is the placement happening? In particular, with one of their newer AI campaign types that came out a few years back called Performance Max.
Yeah.
When they came out Performance Max, they sold it to us like, this will be the last campaign you will ever build. It is perfect, but we can't really tell you anything about it. You just kind of set it up and what's happening, where are the searches? I don't know. Not your problem. We can't tell you. So it was really strange and it was hard to get.
It was giving them the control to test and place the ads and then optimize on their end, not on the.
But we have no transparency on the management side. So we're starting to see it come together. We're getting more transparency. We're very aware of the AI. We're very aware of the optimizations that they're doing. And we're releasing control. We're starting to be okay with, I trust you, Google, just go figure it out. You tell me where the placement is. We don't have to check as many boxes and be as specific as we used to. We're relinquishing that kind of control and just allowing them to know our intent. We want to optimize around a certain event, be it phone calls, form completions. And as long as that is our goal and they understand that that's the goal, then we need fewer buttons and levers that we need to push and pull, and we just allow them to do more of it. And so it's making our lives easier. It's making campaign management simplistic. It's a little scary. It's hard being the data control freaks that we've been for as long as we've been. It is hard to relinquish that control and trust, but as long as the conversions happen,
who cares?
So be it. You can do it.
So so when we work with practices and they come to us and they're like, I need new patients yesterday. And we're like, well, we got to run an ad campaign. And they're like, I don't know. $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month. Yeah, that's what you need to spend. $5,000 a month. Yeah, that's what you need to spend because everybody else is spending that. They're a little bit like jaded, right? Because of the cost. I've told practices that you shouldn't even like, if you're in like Manhattan, or the dead ass center of Chicago or a big city, a lot of competition, you might have to have a pretty significant budget. I mean, I've seen practices spend $10,000, $15,000 a month, especially if they're running ads for like implants or all on 4, which are high value services. But if you're talking about a practice in suburban America, they get 90% of their patients from like a 3 to 5 mile radius. I've told them, come into the game at least like $1,500 a month. That's where you begin to test. And I'm just wondering if, like, in your experience, as you've worked with dentists, is that, let's talk about budget. Like, where's a budget? Like, how do you manage and monitor the budget? And like, because you have to have a certain amount just to kind of like build the momentum to get the data to improve the campaign.
Sure.
If you start at $300 a month, you just don't get placed anywhere long enough. You don't get any clicks and you have no data to improve it. So where do you usually come into for a dental practice on a budget?
Yeah. So there's always a budget for everybody. There is the participation trophy to just kind of come in and do some, and then there's doing more, and then there's dominate. And every provider can come in and start with, let's say local service ads are available in their area. A local service ad is not available in every market, but where they are, it is a call only. So it is an ad that Google references a specific business and says, hey, we vetted them and this is who we recommend. You can come into local service ads at $1,000 a month. You can do $250 a week, knowing full well you're going to have competitors spending 10x that. But as long as you get a call or 2 or 3 or 4, you get a lead throughout the month, it's worthwhile to participate. It's worthwhile to try.
And
So
that's because the cost is on the call, not on the click.
exactly.
You're
This is-
paying, you're probably paying. I ran these for a while. I have reasons why I decided to pull back, at least in dentistry. But when we were doing it, we were spending on the low end $60 a call to 150, 180 bucks a call.
right.
Every
Which
month freaked out the dentist. Why am I paying $100 per call? It's a call.
it's just
You
phone
could
call.
pay $100 for 10 clicks and get nothing,
Absolutely.
but anyway.
So it is an opportunity. And every market is different. The cost per calls can be daunting. It can be 20, 50, 60, 100. I've seen them up at a couple $100 in legal. It can be daunting, but it is an opportunity to come in with a very low barrier to entry and try.
Right.
And then you can gravitate and graduate from there, and you can do branded search where maybe you just want to participate in a smaller search campaign where you're at least locking in your brand, so that if a business or a person is searching for your name, your practice name, per dentist name, practice name, you are always at the top. You're never getting buried by somebody else's ad. You're never getting lost in this organic placement that is somewhere, down below, but you are guaranteed you're just locking in this top placement. There is a lot of value in branded search only.
I'm gonna respectfully disagree with you on this. Okay.
Okay.
You tell me why I'm wrong.
Love
I
it.
have not recommended doctors to run ads on direct searches, which is ABC. I need to call what's ABC Dental's address, or Dr. So-and-so, right? They're searching for the result. And the reason is because even though other practices in the area might be running ads on their branded, their direct searches. So I'm ABC Dental, you're DEF Dental. You run an ad on ABC Dental's keywords.
Absolutely.
So that your ad comes up at the top of the page. I've discouraged doctors from doing that, because if somebody's searching at doing a direct search, they're looking for ABC Dental. And if they see 3 ads at the top, they're going to skip past them because they're looking for ABC Dental. So my question to you is this, is when you have run direct searches for the client, so you're running an ad on their name, okay? Do you find that the cost to run those ads is more than, or is not valuable, because the client or the patient is just going to scroll past them and click on their website, which is going to be the top organic listing?
Yeah. Yeah.
You sure I'm going with this?
Absolutely. So obviously I can't speak for everybody. There are the people who do scroll past and will never see it. There are the people, like I mentioned with, my fiance, she clicked on it because that was the result that she saw. People in their search process are they're at different placements in the funnel as well. Sometimes that is the second search that they conducted. Sometimes it's the first search. The first search might have been an informational search. What is the best dental practice? What dentists are near me? Who is the pediatric dentist in this that I could find? And then the second search could sometimes be a brand,
a direct search or a branded search.
So oftentimes that is the one we need to make sure that we convert on. We need to make sure that we do not lose that search to somebody else because it was specific. Yes, there is the pitfall that you are going to pick up a search for a customer who was they already knew you. They were just,
and they were going to click on your website anyway.
They just needed your phone number. There was no other intent. That's what they wanted. Yes, that happens. But sometimes we find that those searches convert better than any other search, and they're very worthwhile to
Well, they would convert because it's like them clicking on the website, and they're just going to make a phone call.
They are, but
so
we want to make sure that we don't lose them to somebody else. So
I've just always felt like that was a little bit disingenuous. I'm not saying I know who you are. You're a super honest guy, but I always felt like it was a little bit disingenuous because it increased when I go and I report back to my client, hey, here's all the ads we've run. Here's how many clicks and phone calls you got. And it's higher because we're running ads on their name, which they would have got a click for or called for anyway. So how
Should
do you
have.
get around that?
And sometimes, so one of the reasons that we do it as well, and this was the study and the details that we ended up practicing. Go search for big brands. The
Okay.
brands, the technology brands that have hundreds of thousands of dollars a month to spend on ads.
Mhm.
All of them do branded direct search.
Yeah.
Like it is more than not. You go do a search for any brand that is big and you would feel like, well, duh, of course they're all doing branded search.
They're all doing branded searches. Yeah.
All of them. There's nobody who doesn't. Apple, Google, Verizon, Toyota. I mean, they're all doing it. So there is some value in that from the biggest players, and that trickle down effect. We've just done look, we're not going to recreate the system. We're going to do a little bit more follow the leader. And some of our customers, some of the bigger ad spenders, we have found it to be very profitable. We have found that to be an incredible source of leads that is oftentimes lower cost than the other campaigns that we're running. That
Got
we
it.
can come in this campaign alone for branded search will be one of the highest converting and lowest cost. There's value in there. If
Right.
we take it away, sure, we might get some of that traffic back organically. We might
Right.
not. Attribution matters. Did they click on the ad first, or the organic piece first, or the organic piece second versus the? Yes, no, we don't always know. But we find it for those who want to either get into the game or to supplement their ad strategy, that it is a good place. Not for everybody. So if someone feels very comfortable with their organic placement and where they are, and they're going to get that click anyway, awesome. Easy thing to skip. And we can eliminate. Just did that with a service provider of ours in Minnesota recently. He said, I don't want any branded searches. I'm fine. We're good. We're well known. We don't need people searching for us branded. So let's eliminate any and all of that and only go for non-branded search. Absolutely.
Well, as long as you as long as you explain it to the client and you're not like jacking up your conversion numbers, kind of like by just running a bunch of branded searches where they're going to get a high click-through rate, then I totally get it. I've just always kind of thought it was a sneaky way for a marketing agency to like beef up their numbers. Right?
Sure.
So,
I
Right.
wouldn't not pass companies ever. I mean, absolutely. I think we're pretty transparent. A conversation that I have in any reporting call and any campaign setup is we are going to be doing some branded and unbranded. And here's why.
Right.
And here's the traffic for branded, and here's the result for the unbranded. We tried to keep that very clear, that distinction.
transparent. Yeah.
And sometimes the ego search is important. There are business owners that want to make sure that they are found all the time for their brand, no matter what. There is part of a business owner at times that'll just say, I don't care. I always want to be first.
Right.
For my brand. It's important. I don't want anybody else to be there but me.
I think these branded searches, I call them direct searches, are probably, now my guess, you tell me if I'm wrong, my guess is that they're going to be less and less valuable with AI search, because if somebody goes in and does a search that's a direct search or a branded search, the AI is just going to go grab all the information online and it's going to give them the freaking result.
Sure.
And it's going to be in the response, right? You're not going to have, now it's possible that a competitor might try and run an ad on your direct searches for your practice or company, but I would imagine that they're probably going to be less valuable because the answer is going to be so direct. As long as the placement of the ads, when Google places these, if they place them above the AI response or to the right or down below or ingested inside, I mean, that might have some play, but the AI responses on a direct search are going to be so dialed in,
Sure.
that I just wonder if it's even going to be part of the campaign in the future. What are your thoughts about that?
I don't think that Google's going to give it up. I think that they're definitely going to find an opportunity for it to exist. Why? It's traffic and it's revenue for Google. What we used to have to do is we had to bid on competitors specifically. So we would find all the competitors' names. We would bid on their brand, their terms. We were very specific. We don't have to do that anymore. Now with the way that matching exists, Google will just automatically, I say automatically all the time.
Automagically. I like this word.
Magic-
This is a great word.
Well,
Automagically. I'm going to start using it from now on.
so I was trying to say automatically, but I'm like, no, I always say automatically. Google will automatically match us to some of those branded searches and put us in that, search result.
So let's do it anyway.
So I think what's going to happen with this new landscape is I'm going to do a specific search for Adrian's company. And then Google's going to say, hey, here's all the details about Adrian's company. Oh, by the way, here's some others that you might also want to consider that do.
And those will be ads.
And those are going to be ads. I think that is not going to go away because I don't have a problem with that. And I think that's also valuable for Google and valuable for the user. That if Google were to say, this is exactly what you're looking for,
right?
But here's some other things to consider along your research. I was looking for a stock price the other day. A friend brought up a company. I don't know anything about this industry at all. And so he said, hey, here's a company you should check out and you should buy. So I went to the AI engines and just said like, hey, who are these guys? And it did. I forget if it was Gemini or Claude, but said, oh, here's 4 others that follow them in this marketplace. And that was incredibly valuable for me because I didn't even know where to start. I was like, I don't know the company, let alone the others. But I said, here's company A. And then when it recommended 3 or 4 others, I found that to be incredibly valuable. And I think from a local business standpoint, if that were an ad placement, I think it could be valuable. I think that could be worthwhile. And I think Google needs it. Google's not going to give up the landscape all the way and just neuter it completely and have no ads. They're going to look for ways to make it valuable.
No, I guarantee as soon as they get the ad placement product figured out for AI mode, we're switching to AI mode. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think they've been holding back by releasing this as like the main interface for Google simply because they got to get the ad product dialed in. So I'm sure they're just working on it 24/7. They might have even got to figure it out and have a rollout plan. So, okay. So with this said, what we're going to do at My Social Practice is ads in anticipation of this happening, because it's going to happen. Ads are probably going to be part of every single campaign that we run. Somebody calls us and they're like, I need help ranking in Google or on ChatGPT. Well, let's do an AI SEO product, but you also need to run some ads. And here's why. So my question to you is this: is there any benefit? Let's say we have a doctor today. Okay. Let's say Google AI mode with the new ad platform happens in June of this year. Okay. It's about 6 months out. Let's just say it lands that's when it happens. Okay. Is there any benefit to a doctor who's not running ads right now to start running ads now so that when this shift happens, they're in a better position? Is there any longevity looking at past and history moving into this? You see what I'm saying? I'm just wondering, like, what a doctor watching this might go, okay, sweet. As soon as Google AI mode comes out, I'm starting ads. Is there any benefit to doing something now?
I mean, you've got to start now. If you just wait, there's going to be this like run for the door, this Black Friday thing that's going to happen when Google announces it and everybody's like, okay, here's the new reality. There is going to be this run for the door where all the businesses are going to go, oh my God, we need to do this thing.
Yeah.
And those that are going to suffer are the ones that are going to say, I don't know if this is a good thing, a bad thing. Is it profitable? I don't know. We're just now in it. The ones that are going to really get it and are going to maximize it are the ones who have been doing ads already. They know their conversions. They know what they want out of an ad. Is it a phone call? Is it a contact form? What is the ideal patient that they're looking for? Is it, pediatric? Is it, wisdom teeth extraction? Like, what is their ideal customer that they're looking for? They already have that defined. And now they're going to roll into this new system and they don't have to learn how ads work and how they, handle them. They just need to manage the ad platform different. They're going to be light years and steps ahead of those who just make a run for the door.
I think my question is more direct when I ask this. Somebody starts an ad campaign today, okay? You're managing it. You're optimizing it. the conversion rate today, I would imagine, would increase over time as you refine the campaign.
No question.
Is that fair?
Absolutely.
Okay. So if that's the case, what kind of gains do you typically see between day one to say day, 180, 6 months in?
The first few days and weeks, we're educatedly guessing. We have no idea. We're just turning on the ad campaign and going, here.
What happens?
And we just kind of wait and see. I mean, we don't know. I don't know what the cost per call is actually going to be in the conversion rates. There's so many variables. So for us, when we turn it on, we're as inquisitive and as interested as anybody in what it's going to do. And then we get really excited once we have some data. And now we can actually manage around that data. We have data, it is what it is. Those are the conversion ratios. Those are the cost per clicks. What can we do to improve it? Can we make some ad improvements? Can we make some landing page improvements? Can we improve the way we handle phone calls when they come in? Those opportunities and those discussions only happen because we have some data from the campaign that we've been running thus far. And now our opportunities and our goals to improve the campaign just kind of take off from there. And now it's a constant improvement. It's a constant question of what can we change and what can we do better to make it more profitable?
Give me an example. Give me some numbers. I know it's not going to be the same for everybody. Day one, you're running an ad campaign. Average cost per clicks is this. Day 180, your cost per click has become what? What's typical?
It's so hard because every campaign.
You better freaking answer this question, dude.
So Performance Max versus Search. Performance Max will give you tons of traffic, low cost per click. Search will give you less traffic, higher cost per click. So they're a little bit different in each one. I actually like to run both when possible. So I like more traffic from Performance Max, going to be less per click. So, you can have cost per clicks that are in the $2, $3, $4, $5, and then they can be in the $20, $30, $40. Depends on the market and it depends on the competition. But once we have those numbers, we are looking to shave off 20%. We're looking to shave off by 30%. It's the number that we get. And then we say, wonderful. We need to drop that by 20 or 30% and find our way down. Our click-through ratios are going to come in at 3, 4%. We now want to double those and we want to go to 4, 5, 6, 7% in our click-through ratios. So those numbers are things that we actually have control over, and with better ads, better content, better, keyword matches and so on, better landing pages. These are things that we can, we actually have control over to improve profitability of the ad campaign.
All right. That's fair. I mean, I see that in our ad stuff. It's like over the course of a few months, you're able to tweak and get rid of some type of phrasing that you don't want to go after anymore. They have lower clicks, and you get a 15, 20, 30% improvement in the click-through rate. So yeah, that makes sense. So the idea here is that in anticipation of like this new ads platform in the Google AI mode, which I am super bullish that this is going to be like a massive increase in traffic driven by ads. Okay. You want to have your campaign dialed in. You don't want to start when it happens and then spend 5 months figuring shit out. You want to like have it figured out so that when the transition happens, you take advantage of the gains in the higher search traffic through ads. That's
Did you see, there was an announcement recently that I saw just subtly, so I don't have the details, but it was related to the iPhone and Apple's partnership with Gemini. That Apple,
I haven't seen this.
In essence, Apple was opting in with the partnership for Siri with Gemini. This has been a contentious relationship up until now. So Apple and Google have not played nicely. They've done everything they can to say, no, we don't play. And now Apple is saying, actually, Gemini will directly roll into the Siri product.
Thank God. Siri sucks.
Siri
I
sucks,
hate Siri.
right? We all
I
hate it,
freaking hate Siri.
right? If I could yell at it right now, I would. But imagine that now through your iPhone, that is Gemini.
Yeah.
That is a humongous opportunity in added traffic that is not
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, big
Humongous.
time.
I mean, with as many Apple users as there are opportunities. And I think this is one of many. Google is not going to just go, oh, that's it. This is all we've got.
Yeah.
Are they going to do a thing with ChatGPT, with Claude, with Perplexity? I mean, there is more places. I think there's more opportunities from the Google search engine result page we call the SERP. The SERP is it's the thing, but we are now going to be looking for our results coming from more integrated places like Siri, like Alexa, like Gemini, like Claude, like
Absolutely.
ChatGPT. And I think that Gemini is going to be that place to say, this is ours. We're
Dude,
not-
you know what I hope happens? Oh, I hope this happens. So in Apple's been using Yelp's review platform as their genesis for their
Mhm.
reviews. Hate Yelp.
Yeah.
Hate them.
Yeah. Same.
Ridiculous. I freaking hate them. We got
They're
a
not
we got a
fair.
lawsuit. We got a threat of $1 million lawsuit 10 years ago because we were telling our practices to get Yelp reviews. And they sent us a message and every other marketing company in the dental industry, we're going to sue you for trying to solicit reviews on Yelp. We're like, what the hell are you talking about? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
We're supporting your freaking platform. Anyway, I've always thought Apple should buy Yelp and X the executive staff and do it the right way.
Mhm.
But now if they're gonna partner with Gemini, they'll be picking up Google reviews. They'll probably source Google reviews as the kind of like the social proof review statement
Yeah.
rather than Yelp. I hope.
That would be amazing. Yelp has this place where we love it and we don't trust it. I still tell the story all the time. I had left a bunch of positive reviews on Yelp businesses, just me as a
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
And all of my reviews were getting buried. They were getting filtered and not showing. So I had to go and leave a negative review for a business in order to become like, I wrote the review. Hey, I actually don't dislike you, but you're just a big business and my 1-star review is going to do nothing to you. So I'm writing a 1-star review because Yelp made me do it, but I have nothing bad to say about you. I'm just doing this again. All my reviews from that point came to the surface.
What the freak, man?
How would, because
So
what?
stupid.
Being too
So
positive?
ridiculous.
I'm being too positive, and that was like some curated, filtered, whatever. Anyway,
That's so dumb. Oh,
Go
I
on.
freaking hate Yelp. So stupid. Their revenue model's just ridiculous. They need
Yeah.
to figure something else out. But all right. Anyway, enough about Yelp. Okay, so kind of to wrap up, here's what I'm seeing, okay, from our conversation. One, the Google AI mode is going to become the new user interface for Google.
Mhm.
AI results are going to just kill the traffic to websites. Okay. So if you're not in the AI result, you're screwed. Okay. So you need to do AI SEO so that you can get picked up organically by the AI engines, or you got to run ads. Yeah.
I think so.
Fair enough. And you should
Yeah.
start now, optimize your campaign. Oh, I do have one other thing to say. So the website, if your website is like the doorway to your practice, the online doorway to your practice
Mhm.
is not the website. It's the AI result
Mhm.
now. So if less and less businesses are getting clicks to their website, what the hell is the website good for now?
I don't know. Honestly, right? I mean, why are we all going to need websites? I'm very negative on websites just because now, and you and I talked about this one time. If we can all write just infinite amounts of content and we can all just make it perfect and just written by an AI engine, and you've got the perfect site and I've got the perfect site and it's all just
Yeah.
AI content. Okay. So what?
And yeah,
Great. So I feel like websites are going to be less informational than they've ever been, and they're just going to be more transactional. I want to see your photos and your face and your about us. And opportunities to book an appointment, make a phone call. It's going to be a destination to do things less, research less, read less.
Yeah.
It's going to be, it's almost like an extended social media platform. It's going to put your photos and videos and all your curated content on there that is not words, so that you can show off personality and in real life, who you really are. I feel like websites are going to become more of that, and we're going to talk less and just show more.
So I agree to some point. One of the reasons why, I asked the question because I want to get your take on it, but I also have my own answer. So let me give you my own answer on this. I agree. Websites become less and less of an information about the practice or information about dentistry. But the thing that they are is they are always high on the source material for AI.
Yes.
So when I look at where ChatGPT and Google Gemini go to get information about a practice, the website is half the time it's one of the sources.
No question.
So what that tells me, at least for right now, and I think the foreseeable future, that your website needs to be organized in a way, not for a consumer, but it needs to be organized to be a great source material for the AI so that you do get picked up organically.
Yes.
Which is a whole nother conversation about how you write and present information on your website. Totally different. We could talk about that for hours. So, but it's different. It's not the same as it's been. It's not, I'm going to the website to learn about the practice. You're going to get the information in the AI result. It's just that the source material is that the AI is probably going to use your website and several other places to gather information in its response. So it'll be cited in the AI result. It'll have a link in there to, I grabbed some of this information from this site. Yeah. Some people may click through there, but it's really a totally different organic SEO strategy.
Yeah.
But
I think the AI engine becomes, as you kind of mentioned before, it becomes that assistant to go out, read the content from the website for you, and come back and say, here's the snippets that you needed. I did it for you. You don't have to go out there and read through it. Here's the things you need to know, how long they've been in business and who they are and their reviews and the services that they offer, hours.
Yeah.
It's
all that information. It's all there.
And I pulled it from the 27 pages that you would have had to find it on. It's right here now in just this little snippet. What else do you want?
Yeah. Agreed. All right. So we're going to wrap it up. Do you have like an audit, an ads audit that you do for clients who are interested?
We do.
You better. If you don't, it's stupid.
It's part of the process. It's everybody wants to know if they're running some ads right now, are they being done good? Is it bad? They're doing them in-house. They're doing them with an agency.
Yeah.
It's always the question. So we always say, yeah, absolutely. We'll take a peek behind the covers, whether that's through a Zoom call or, give us your customer ID and we'll, gain access to it and take a peek into it.
See if we can help. Okay. Well, we'll put a link in the description here for somebody to come to you to get an audit if they'd like. Nice. Alan, you're a champ, dude. I think I want to bring you back on and let's talk about AI sources, or I really want to do one on local service ads. I think there's some cool conversations there. So we'll definitely schedule a time, but I appreciate you coming on. You're a champ. You're awesome.
Dude, pleasure's mine. I appreciate it. I love the chatter. I love talking, speaking with somebody like you that makes my brain stretch and bend a little bit. And, outside of my little MacBook Pro world and the people I interact with every day, I love to have another angle. So, you made me think about a few things and I'm excited. I'm more excited to even run ads, a couple of days ago.
Ads. No, I think it's a big freaking deal.
More, so I appreciate you giving me wait a minute. No, I remember why I got into this game.
Yeah.
Keep going. It's not going anywhere yet.
All right, man. Thanks.
Appreciate you, man.
Thanks for listening to Bite Size Podcast. Tune in to stay up to date with everything dental AI and tech